We are at day 2, Create in Nashville, and I am Alicia, Kelso, executive editor of Nation's Restaurant News. Privileged to be joined today by Jim Sullivan, the chief executive officer of Smashburger. Jim, thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Jim, I'm going to take it easy on you because it's been less than a year.
I appreciate that.
In your role, but you've served as president at Smashburger since February, named CEO in August. Tell me, why it's such a quick succession there, and then what out of the gate are your initial priorities?
Yeah, I think that from a succession standpoint, it was try to get me in a position, get the business stabilized, get our strategic priorities in place, which we did from February through August. We took underway with our largest single promotion with the Summer of Smash. So there's a lot of work that was done from February up until July 22nd when we launched the Summer of Smash. So there was a build up to get there. The Summer of Smash has been an overwhelming success for Smashburger. We've had an excellent result, both in the form of traffic and average daily sales. So that's been exciting. And I think that we took some time to really position Smashburger back to its core. This brand was built on taste, taste, and taste. Mm-hmm. And if you talk to Tom Ryan, our co-founder, that's exactly what his intention was when he built this brand. Mm-hmm. And we kind of moved away from it. Mm-hmm. So from February through July, we took the time to focus on product innovation, listen to our guests, find out what is it they're looking for from Smashburger, and it's quality, it's taste, and it's variety. Okay. So we satisfied that with our Summer of Smash initiative.
And how much of this getting back to that core focus are you having to sort of push the gas on marketing to tell guests that when you say you got away from it, I imagine that needs some kind of re-education process.
It does. We needed to kind of wake up Smashburger and tell our consumer, our guest, that we are still here, and the fact that we are a premium product that was built on taste. That was the whole reason for Smashburger to be spawned, was around taste. It was an alternative to the everyday burger, and it was all around the premise of you're one bite away from believing this is the best burger you've ever had. Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. So in the short amount of time that you've been in the role, you've identified the necessity to go back to the basics, the core. What else is low-hanging fruit for you in terms of, where you're prioritizing, specifically your investment dollars? Where are you prioritizing any tech, advancements that you might see? Explain that sort of.
We've done a lot of work recently to make sure that we're positioned correctly in the marketplace and that our message is crystal clear. So there's been a lot of work that's been underway that'll continue to be underway here in the short term around making sure that we position Smashburger not only for today, but for the extended future. Mm-hmm. So that's been a key priority for us. Obviously, a lot around innovation. And the biggest, I think, for us, the focal point has been introducing an everyday value tier. And that's something Smashburger had never done before. And it's really built around all the taste, all the quality, all the time. Mm-hmm. This isn't an LTO. $4.99 for us is an everyday value tier that we have no anticipated date of going away. We feel that this will be an everyday value tier for the foreseeable future. Mm-hmm. And what we'll be able to do is innovate around that platform. So most recently, we started with 3 core. We had the Deluxe, the All-American, and the Americana Big Dog. Mm-hmm. We just introduced the Chicken Smash, the Deluxe Chicken Smash, as well as a barbecue-themed Cowboy Big Dog into the $4.99 everyday value tier.
Okay. How are you doing that, especially as a long-term play, while protecting margins?
All of those products fit within our margin structure. Okay. So we're very careful. But the one thing we don't do is compromise on quality. We're not reducing size, portion size, in all of these products. These are our signature core items that are all the standard sizing, all of the quality that Smashburger stands behind, just at an everyday value. Mm-hmm.
And I was going to ask how Smashburger was playing in the value environment, because I've never seen anything like it in my 16 years of coverage, including during the Great Recession. It was a different environment. Now you add to the fact that everybody and their cousin and their brother is doing some type of value meal, but you also have the 24/7 social media news cycle. So there's a lot of noise here. How is Smashburger cutting through the noise with your value proposition combined with your marketing efforts that you're striving?
We've done a number of things. One, we still utilize the normal paid media channels. So whether it's PMax, whether it's something through Meta or through YouTube. So we utilize those. We also use quite a bit of social, both paid and organic. But what we've done different most recent is we went back to kind of the basics. We're utilizing outdoor, we're utilizing direct mail, we're utilizing our loyalty base with direct communication with that loyalty base for us to be able to communicate the $4.99 message. But the idea for us with the $4.99 message is to give consumer the opportunity to come in and buy a premium product at a valued price.
Okay.
And we're uniquely positioned because we're one of the few that can do that with the quality that we serve to our guests at a price point that they can afford.
Got it. You said this Summer of Smash was a wild success. Did it exceed expectations for you?
It did.
Okay, from a sales and a traffic standpoint.
Yes.
How are you going to build on that? Because now you've got a great playbook, right? So how are you going to jump off of that to continue this momentum?
There's two things. In addition to us focusing on menu and how we're, the channels that we're utilizing to get the message out, we're laser focused on driving four-wall operations. And one of the things that we did do early into my tenure was we reorganized the company to better serve our company restaurants as well as our franchise restaurants. So we had a little bit of a hybrid model prior. We have company operators focused on running company restaurants, and we have franchise expertise supporting our franchisees for them to deliver flawless execution at the restaurant. We're really focused on driving traffic to the brick and mortar. It's important for us to have our guests come to our restaurants because the best experience you're going to have at a Smashburger is when you experience Smashburger within a restaurant.
Okay. When you shift the priority to the four-wall economics, and I love hearing that, it is music to my ears because I do think we got a little carried away in this industry with growth for growth's sake, right? How have you adjusted your development plans to make sure that that priority is being executed against?
Are you talking from an asset type?
Yes.
We're looking at that now.
Okay.
We're taking a look at the labor model today, making sure that we have the appropriate labor at the appropriate times. Most importantly, that we have people in the right position at the right time during the shift.
Okay.
One of the things that occurs in our business, you see a lot of slide.
Yeah.
And we become very unproductive within the back of the house. So we're laser focused on making sure we have the labor model right, that we can deliver on the guest experience from a speed of service. In addition to that we're delivering our premium product with a premium service model.
Great. Is technology playing a role in that labor optimization?
There is a component of it. Right now we're not doing anything from the standpoint of buying into any new back of the house or any type of labor scheduling. Right now we first want to understand what is the necessary labor that we need.
Yeah.
And then we'll take the step from a technology perspective, how we then best manage that.
Understood. Now we know that Smashburger had a pretty tough year in 2024. The competition in this category is intense. So, what is this year stabilizing? And is next year still stabilizing, or explain?
The back half of 2024, we have definitely stabilized.
Okay.
We're actually seeing real growth. And I expect that trend to continue to the foreseeable future. We did experience, some restaurant closures, but that's actually through attrition, and that's okay. I would prefer that we have the best assets in the best location, and that we can drive the top line and bottom line results that we desire. So we will continue to be proactive. If we need to make some decisions on relocating restaurants, or even quite frankly allowing restaurants to close through natural attrition, that's okay. All the while we're building the foundation for us to accelerate growth in 2026 and beyond.
Got it. Understood. Is your market priority changing when you are closing restaurants through attrition? Is that because they were underperforming? Is it because of market changing? Is it all of the above?
It's really all of the above. In some cases, the real estate selection probably wasn't precise. Some cases, leases were signed when occupancy was at an all-time high, and then you have the ever-evolving trade area shift that occurs.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of all of the above. But one of the channels that's been really bright for Smashburger is our non-traditional business. We perform very well in airports. We recently opened in the Detroit airport. In addition, we opened a military base at the North Naval Station in San Diego on Coronado Island. So that's been exciting for us. And we foresee over the next 12 to 18 months for us to start to accelerate what we do in the non-traditional format.
Okay.
All the while we start gearing ourselves up for more organic traditional growth here in the North America region of the world, because that's our primary focus.
I would love to follow up with you on the non-traditional piece if you're so willing.
Absolutely.
Okay. I know, quickly talking about menu innovations, you touched on it earlier in our conversation. It seems like you're pressing the gas here, but I don't want to make an assumption. Tell me about how you're prioritizing menu innovation, because like the deal environment, we are also in a wildly heavy innovation environment now. Record number of LTOs last year, that has accelerated in 25. Where does Smashburger play here, especially as you're striving to get back to the core of what your brand stands for?
Yeah, I don't think that we're looking to get into the LTO du jour business. We've introduced some products. Some of these products were comeback products. I would say the lineup, the Big Dog lineup, it's a 1/4 pound all Angus beef dog. It's served on a New England style hot dog roll that's buttered and toasted. That to us was new innovation. It was originally thought of as possibly an LTO for summer, but as we got into it and understood from our consumers through focus groups, this was a core item for the menu.
Right.
It was once a part of Smashburger. Smashburger used to have a gourmet dog called the Smash Dog. So I don't necessarily see us going down the line of LTO. I see us going down the line of innovating around core and introducing products that may have been on the menu. All the while we'll introduce new products. But the idea isn't for us to grow the menu. It's for us to make sure we have the right size menu and that we continue to be innovative in listening to our consumer needs for what they're looking for from Smashburger.
Very good. Two final questions, if I may. I want to zoom out real quick and pick your brain on this, because I love picking CEOs' brains. The macro environment right now is weird. I don't know how to cover it. I don't know how to articulate it. We obviously have an increasing bifurcation. I want to know what your pulse is, what you're seeing from your customers specifically, and how do you see this even playing out? I know you don't have a crystal ball, so I'm going to be fair here, but how do you see this playing out?
I think it is a strange time. I think that value is going to remain, but I think that a lot of people get hung up on value as price. We're not fixated on price. We're fixated on making sure we deliver on the Smashburger promise, and that's all about taste and quality, but at a value price point. I foresee that to continue at least for the next 18 months within the industry. I think there's a little bit of uncertainty that will continue to bleed through here over the next year until we see markets start to stabilize with better understandings of what tariffs mean or don't mean. And then I think consumer confidence is another piece that we'll have to see strengthen over time. But I'm very, very bullish on Smashburger. I'm very bullish about the remainder of 2025 and 2026 for certain. But I don't have a crystal ball, but I do think that us positioning ourselves around everyday needs and being able to deliver a superior product with a superior experience at a great value is how we'll play for the foreseeable future.
And you've got that foundation in place. You spent the first 8-9 months on the job putting that foundation in place. So final question, what is our conversation going to look like next year? You said you're bullish. So what are we going to talk about as your top maybe 3 takeaways?
I think you'll talk about us continuing to be innovative around product. I think you'll hear a lot about us as far as where we are from a branding point of view. And I think the big thing you'll hear from us is that we'll become a franchisor of choice. And we will grow this system through franchising, both in traditional and non-traditional venues.
Great. Well, I look forward to it. I am excited to follow along. I will follow up about the non-traditional piece for sure.
Great.
And, we're cheering for you. Good luck, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.